Hello everyone and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is NanoTechNoob and today I am going to be showing you, or going to be working on getting these guys' stress down, because as you can see up here, Alvin's stress is currently at 57% and he's even on a stress shift where he's got, more than half the day off, which is a pretty big problem. But before we get into that, I wanted to show you some more things we've got done around the base. Last episode we got Kenneth, and since then we have gotten Leonard and Madison, just to continue on the alphabet. Also, we built up the natural gas generator, and well, we built up a mock-up of how it functions, just to see how it functions. And so I went ahead and redesigned it a little more efficiently, but unfortunately I think it is a little too efficient. I go ahead and throw up the ventilation overlay. Basically, we've got the standard natural gas gets pumped in, and instead of it going straight to one of the natural gas generators, it goes into a gas filter, which separates all of the natural gas, in which case it will make it to each of the generators. Then all of the extra stuff like the oxygen and polluted oxygen and any carbon dioxide that comes in will go through another filter. This one takes out all of the carbon dioxide, which will then bring it over to a carbon sweeper here, so that way we can get rid of any carbon dioxide that this thing produces. And then the polluted oxygen will just get pumped up to basically the center of the base. I'm not too worried about the polluted oxygen because we've got quite a few deodorizers around the place. And then down here, this room was just filled with carbon dioxide and polluted oxygen, so I'm just having that pump every gas in here back into the system, over to where the carbon skimmer is, and then anything that isn't carbon dioxide should be taken care of. Then if we go ahead and flick on the plumbing overlay, how I've got this set up is the water will be coming down from the last reservoir here and brought straight over to the carbon skimmer. Then all of the polluted water will be pumped back up, as well as all the polluted water created from these, which the way this functions, we go ahead and get rid of this overlay and continue playing. All of the polluted water you can see is just dripping down through all these mesh tiles and then getting picked up by this liquid pump, which brings it all the way back to the now very empty polluted water reservoirs. And unfortunately, all of these regular water reservoirs are also pretty empty. So that's going to be something I'll have to work on in the future, so not this episode. I've also got a little room set up down here, which again is probably a temporary room, but we'll get into that later. First, I want to get Alvin's stress down. I don't know why it's just him so high up there, but I think I've got a way of doing that. So if we click on medicine, we've got this massage table here, which will rapidly reduce stress from the duplicant users. So basically we want to get this inside of a massage clinic. So if we click on room overlay and go to massage clinic, we need a massage table, no industrial machinery, and some decoration items. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I'll do the massage table. We'll set up 2. And then decorations. I believe a flower pot works perfectly fine. So we'll set this to priority 8 so someone comes and builds it. And then we're going to need power to these massage tables. So, oh yeah, also on this part down here, I forgot to mention the jumbled mess of wires. Basically, all of these thick wires here are going to these batteries and to the transformers. and then we'll just leech the power off the transformers to send it wherever we need. So, let's see. We need a wire that we can take power off of. It looks like this one right here. Yeah, because that's just going to the oxygen. So in that case, we will run power very haphazardly up to these tables, and hopefully that should be good to go. We'll set the priority of these to 9 just because I want them built now, and these doors to 1 just because. Alright, and we'll be back once somebody gets this stuff built up. Alright, so they got the power all finished up and these massage tables built, so we can see now Alvin is relaxing and enjoying himself. So hopefully he'll quit stressing out. So, the next order of business is this room down here. So, again, this is going to be a temporary room because I don't actually know what I'm doing when it comes to this. So, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves one of these grooming stations, plop it down in here, and run entirely out of materials. And then the other thing we'll need is there, the critter drop-off point, as well as a critter feeder. Again, we'll set these to priority 9 because I want someone to finish it faster, and the doors to 1. Alright. Looks like Leonard's coming down here to build it, as well as Ferengis and Hector. So what this should allow us to do, if they weren't about to go to sleep, is we've got all of these hatches around the base, which frankly I don't mind them being here. It's in particular these two I don't like, because say I were to grab some emergency food from the printing pod, these guys will come along and eat it, and yeah, that food's not meant for them. So, also, yeah, you can see we've got a food shortage, which is a bit of a problem, but it's slowly been increasing, so it should solve itself in a few cycles, hopefully. Either way, I'm going to be building a better kitchen area. But yeah, I'll come back once they're done sleeping. Alright, so they've got this room down here all finished, and I noticed we don't have someone who has the critter ranging skill, which will be a bit of a problem, but we can at least get it set up for now. So basically, I've got this restricted to hatches, hatchlings, stone hatches, and stone hatchlings, as well as food set to just the hatches and hatchlings for sedimentary rocks, and the stone ones as well for sedimentary. Because when you feed a hatch sedimentary, by the looks of it, it gives it a higher chance to have a stone hatchling egg. The benefit to both of them is that as they eat, they'll excrete coal, and coal can be useful later on. So, I've also checked out this oxygen overlay, and it looks like, or well, this material one, for the most part there's a little bit of carbon dioxide in here and a little bit of polluted oxygen, but for the most part it's just regular oxygen and it's fairly unbreathable. So that being said, we'll go ahead and just deconstruct, just making sure I'm not deconstructing the wrong stuff. That, and that, as well as the pump itself. Perfect. So they'll get the critter feeder slowly filled up, and while they do that, we'll have someone else come grab these guys here, and these guys here. Right? No. Oh, that's the harvest plants. Oops. There we go. Wait a second. Ah. Got it, that's a problem. So, Never mind, that puts a damper on today's episode. We'll have to force somebody else to be a rancher once somebody gets a new skill. But yeah. Alright, so in that case, everyone's getting skills like every 5 minutes, so I'll be back when somebody else gets an extra skill point so I can force them to be a rancher. Yay! Alright, we're back, and it looks like someone just unlocked a skill point, but we also have a new printable. So we're on number 14, which is N, I believe, so that will be Nathan. Ignore the fact I just pressed an E. There we go. And with the skill points, go ahead, come down to, oh, it's just Madison. One day we'll get ranching. Madison here can have doctoring, and Nathan here can have this first farming point. Oh well. Eventually we'll get this. Alright, while I was waiting for someone to get a skill point so I could force them to be a rancher, I decided to make a better kitchen area so we can produce food a little faster. Better being a relative term. There's 4 micro mushers, and yeah, that's basically all I can say about that. All we did to power it was just leech some power off of the nearby wire, send it to a battery, and then into a transformer, so that way we don't overload this wire. And yeah, that's just how we're powering it. We are starting to run dangerously low on water, which is a shame, so I'll have to probably start siphoning off some of the polluted water nearby, because I didn't realize how little amount of water the natural gas generators produced. And speaking of the natural gas generators, they are very rapidly using up all of the natural gas, which means that it's not as it's renewable, but it's not as renewable as I was expecting. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem, and with it, all this chlorine is probably going to start getting pulled up as the gas pump continues to run, so I'll try to think of some way to, you know, solve that problem. That way we're not just dumping chlorine into the base somewhere. And yeah. So we haven't gotten a rancher yet, unfortunately. So this will probably be a focus on one of the future episodes. So yeah. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the episode here. So next episode, hopefully we'll hopefully solve the issue of the chlorine gas that's slowly rising, and the what is it? The rancher. So that way we can start hopefully producing a little bit of coal, so we can use coal generators on top of these natural gas generators, just so we're not running out of power. And then we'll also probably try getting some of the polluted water up here down into the system, because I feel like that would be easier than going for the ones down here. So yeah. If you liked the video, then feel free to leave a like and share it with a friend. If you didn't like the video, then leave a dislike and share it with an enemy. This has been NanoTechNoob, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.